Hi there, YouTube, everybody. This is your Sensei Al Bob. You can contact me personally without going through John at the Dude Awake 42 Gmail. The T-H-E, Dude, D-U-D-E, Awake, A-W-A-K-E, 42 at Gmail. So, if you want to talk personally to me, just connect me there. So, let's see. Spirituality. And, you know, I want to say thank you for enjoying our little talks. I enjoy giving them to you. And, you know, John, you may get frustrated, but you have to realize John is the cultural canary in a coal mine. If you look at the Jimmy video, that's, you know, that's the best part of John. We all have these different personalities, and John plays them out individually in front of us. And he is so excited. He gets so enthralled. He's like a child during Christmas. And these aren't things to get upset about. These are things we should embrace and try to manifest in ourselves. And that's what I try to do. Yeah, if we are, you know, if you get frustrated, it's only because you're controlled by time. No, I can be that way, you know. Hey, I got something to do. I want to finish this. No, you know. But anyway, back to spirituality. Again, thank you for watching this and appreciating it. And so, dream time. Dream time, you know, we have our conscious mind. Here we are in this bag of water that we think is all so important and real. You know, physics is teaching us there's more space in this table than there is matter. There's this stuff called dark matter that they can realize that it's there by its gravitational force, but they can't measure it otherwise. And they realize it's 98% of the whole friggin' universe. I mean, only 2% is this. The rest of it is dark matter. What is dark matter? Dark matter is our soul. You know, the Bible says, and in the beginning it was all dark. And then God brought out the light. Well, what is all of that? You know, everyone goes, oh, hey, if you know, I'm a servant of the light. Oh, I'm a light keeper. Well, baby, if you are that, you are a Luciferian, because that's who Lucifer was. He was the great bringer of light, the Illuminati, the illuminator, you know. Anyway, all of that stuff is bunk. It's an illusion. What's real is you're here, right? So dream time. Dream time is a vehicle. It's like getting on a bus. And like I was saying about the guru guy that I met my freshman year in college, Guru Bob. And if you go on my, go to my Gmail account, there's a connection to a website called Griot Publishing. I mean, that's what our name is in the corporate sense. I think we have another name for it. And that's why I have like 24 novels, each about 1,700 pages long. And the way I've written them is that they are serialized, meaning 25 pages each. And within each novel, there's maybe another 60 novels, meaning threads, characters, things that we're going to write about. And it's going to be about, all you like these stories? All the characters are going to live those stories. So, you go and see my first novel that I'm dropping. It's called X-Rated. And the first 20 or 30 pages is, and I'm like Japanese. I go backwards. You know, if you read a Japanese book, you go to the back of the book and read forward. And that's how this novel's going. It's going from the end of the story, or at least that time, backwards, to fill in all of the spaces of why this, that, and the other thing happened. And that is what dream time is. It's not non-linear. It's everything. So if you can get yourself into dream time, then you can experience everything. You can deconstruct everything about who and what you are, what you're doing here. Because, you know, it's ridiculous the way people go on about what they think is right, that they believe. let me do this. Believe. All belief is your opinion stacked up by anger. Meaning, I believe in this, and if you don't, I'll kill you. No, and to call that person a basket of deplorables is as bad as anything else, because we're all the same brother and sister. We are all our relations. And I am a shamanic, psychosocial, cultural, forensic, anthropologic alchemist, meaning shamanism. What is that? It is the framework, the worldview of all our relations, that we're all connected, from every animal, every species, everything. And if you look at the human race and what we're doing here and everything in the world, if you look at it, human beings, Homo sapiens sapient, are the only creature of the whole planet Earth that doesn't get it, that isn't part of the web. We're the only ones who think are more important than anything else. Instead of relating to everyone, we only view ourselves. It's me, 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 me. I own that. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. That's not how life works. Our life only works when we are all our relations. And so when you are racist, sexist, homophobic, these are all fears, If you're white and you hate black people, it's only because you're scared that you're inferior. If you're a man and you are misogynistic over women, you only do that because you are scared that you are inferior. If you are homophobic, you are scared because you think you may be homosexual. So, if you live a life of bravery, you live a life of love. Love is the only thing that is true. Love is the only thing that exists. Everything else is an illusion. Love is God. Shouldn't even, God is an irrelevant word. It's a, you're trying, we're the only species that, makes God in our image and likeness, not the other way around. Animals fit into the web and do everything to the plan. We're the only guys who are outside the plan. People go, do you believe in God? Do you believe in heaven and hell? Sure, believe in all those things. I believe in everybody's God because that's the only God there is, the God of love. In Christianity, after Christ, what did Christ talk? Love, Abraham was more about vengeance, and Jesus is more about love. Islam is basically Christians on steroids. They tip their hat to the people of the book, meaning the Torah of the Old Testament, Christianity of the New Testament. I think we ran out of juice.
it's not filming anymore.
What's the little box say?
No. Sorry, I didn't even see. Yeah, it's filming.
Oh, it's still filming? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I was meditating all that time.
Okay.
Anyway, let's see. So, I spent all that time, a good 12 years, trying to relive that experience. And by taking that path, I had many other good experiences, but I didn't embrace them fully because I was wanting to have that other experience. But the more I went and the more I had other teachers opening up my mind and showing me things, the better I got along with my own psyche and id. And once I really learned how to meditate, and kids, oh, I can't meditate. No, you can. All you have to do, we're going to have a little meditation lesson right at this minute. All you got to do is breathe 20% more than you normally do. Now, normally, you don't even know you're breathing because your autonomic system is taking care of it. I mean, if you had to think about breathing all the time, you'd fall over unconscious and die. So, that's why our little autonomic system takes care of it for us, just like the pumping of our heart and moving of all the enzymes through our bodies. But the great mystics were able to control those things themselves. And the first step is through meditation. So, I want you to breathe 20% more than you normally do. Okay, so I'm just breathing. This is normal breath. Now, to breathe 20% more, I have to go and fill my lungs all the way up from my diaphragm up to my shoulders till I can't do it anymore. And then I take out 30% and I take it. When you take more and more out, allows you to breathe in more and more and more. Now, to do that, you have to take your little conscious mind, that little squirrel up there, and shut it up. Stop it running around in the cage. And by simply doing that, breathing 20% more and breathing out 30% more, you will go into a meditative state. You go from alpha to beta, you go to dream state. And in that, when you close your eyes and you're breathing that way, you will visualize, because your eyeballs and your eyelids, this is your imaginary mirror. This is where you have REM sleep, rapid eye movement. And when you're sleeping, have dreams, your little eyeballs are like seeing everything. And it's off the screen of your...
There's a water.
Thanks, buddy. Off your eyelids. And that's called your imaginary mirror. So you visualize and you illuminate that imaginary mirror. When your eyes are closed, you kind of see darkness, and then you see red, and then pink, and then purple into almost yellowish, and then bingo, white. And there you are, you got your screen. And you're breathing in the white light, and that white light is the prana and chi. Prana from heaven, chi from earth. It is the balance of the two. And that's what we're about, balance. That's what the yin-yang symbol is, a circle, which is the event horizon of our mortal existence. That little snake, that's the path of our life. One side's white, one side's black. In the black, there's a little black dot. In the white, there's a little black dot. White is the illumination of the prana and the chi, and the black is what God started with. And you need both. If you had all white, it would be like, a blizzard. You couldn't see anything. The darkness brings shadow and definition to our lives. The light brings illumination and understanding of our lives. And the two little dots are chaos. Because without chaos, we would be couch potatoes, right? So that's what we're going for here. The illumination, the definition, chaos, not total chaos, just enough to stir things up, right? And being contained within the event horizon of our life and following the path. So that's what meditation, it brings us to that place, and then through that white light, you walk into your library, your Akashic record. And okay kids, so you're breathing 20%, you're breathing the prana and chi, you're breathing it in, and you're exhaling all of the waste products. You expel more poisons through your breath than any other elimination process, and you're cleansing your body. And that's why every religious ceremony, like when Jesus, his first miracle was at a wedding, and and weddings don't go on for like 3 hours like they do here. They go on for a week. And so the party just goes on, and they ran out of wine. And Jesus' mother, Mary, was the wedding planner. She goes, Jesus, we run out of wine. Can you help it out? Well, they always have 5 times more water at any event, because the most important thing is, as the people come into the house, they wash their hands and their feet, right? And so they had water, but they ran out of wine. So Jesus didn't get up and say, oh, look at me, I'm going to do a miracle here. Boom, hey, that water's nice. He just kind of sat and said, no problem, it's taken care of. Go, spoon out from the water jugs over there. And those were the water jugs that were like not the best holy water, but just, the dregs of the water, the bottom of the barrel. And as they spooned it into a goblet, it was wine. And the father-in-law drank and said, this is the most amazing wine. Why did we wait? We're all kind of drunk. Why are we drinking the best wine last? Jesus said, well, that's what life's about. To have the best, whatever your last moment is, this should be the best. And that's what we're about. We're about every moment of our life. The next moment better, next moment's better, next moment. And oh, my life sucks. But you say that enough, your life is going to suck. And that's why heaven and hell are right here, right now. You make it what it is. You make it hell on earth. I mean, I just got sick. I ended up in the emergency room because I'm living on $300 a month. I have no place to live. I live on the kindness of the universe. And usually it works out. But every now and then, the disruption is thrown my way to see how good I can navigate it, right? And because up until 2012, hey, I was living large, and I was taking this wisdom I had and selling it to the corporate world, because nobody else, I had lots of schools, lots of students, but everyone started to get bored until, those rich guys always wanted to know what I knew. So I said, sure, I'll sign up. And I'm always there for you guys. But I'm now even a little wiser. So the story I can tell is even better. So anyway, I ended up in the emergency room, and I was stuck there for 20 hours. And I could have taken care of it myself, but I was kind of stuck into going to the doctor, and the doctors wouldn't. I said, all I need is, when it first was just a little rash, I said, all I need is an antibiotic and maybe Lancet, and I'll drain it. And people go, oh, no, I can't do that. Anyway, and they're doctors. Until I ended up in the emergency room. And the emergency room here in Roanoke at Carilion, it was like hell. There's like 200 people in there, like they were straight out of a Bruegel painting. Straight out. Have any of you kids read Dante's Inferno? You should read that, right? Dante's Inferno. It's a little of your homework there. And also Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. All you girls who believe in women's, go read Mary Shelley's mother's work. And I won't say any more about that, but read it, see what you think. And then get a hold of me at thedudeawake42@gmail. We can have a little conversation. And any of you folks who want a private session, go to that site, leave me your phone number, I'll give you a call. Okay? I do much better talking. My thumbs are too big, and I really can't see the screen to type. Anyway, dream time. So you're still meditating? Because if you kept breathing that way, and you would be in state, what I'm telling would go straight into your superconscious mind.
Can I tell them what I learned from your, is that better light?
No, the other, having backlight is good.
All right. Can I tell them what
I
go
ahead, John.
About your meditation?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it, John.
I've gained a lot of weight recently, so I look kind of heavier. I'm just going to do big deal. I've been
Just
eating like
step
whatever
on
I
my
feel
back.
like been eating.
John, you can always eat whatever you feel like. You just have to do it in moderation.
Yeah. So anyway, here's what I learned about meditation from Al. You put your arms separate, don't cross them, don't hold your hands.
Or your
So
legs.
it'll let the energy in, or don't cross your legs. And you go like this, and you sit somewhere comfortable and relaxed. You don't let any outside sounds or sights or anything distract you. And if you're really good at meditating, you could meditate through almost anything, a hurricane, a tornado, something like that, right?
You just got to start with a breathing 20% more in,
Yeah.
and breathing out to 30%. That's all you got
And
to
you
do.
breathe in through your nose generally, right?
Right.
Unless somebody
Breathe
had
in through
something
your
different.
nose and breathe out through your mouth. 20% in through your nose, fill your lungs up, and breathe out 30%. See
And
the
the
prana
way-
and the chi,
Yeah.
and illuminate your blood.
The way I interpreted the meditation from what I've also learned about, like I've seen things on Deepak Chopra and stuff like that, but I didn't. At one point, he said something about, I might as well make a joke anyway instead of being serious, but he said, feel everything relax. Your hands feel good. Your arms, your whole head, down to your neck, your spine, everything, your whole body. Everything is healed. Everything is good. Now feel your asshole. That's what he said, I swear to God. And I really liked I really liked him a lot. And once he got to that, I just kept thinking about his asshole, and my neighbor was like into the military and everything and not into that sort of funny stuff, and I couldn't watch him after that because he said asshole. Anal, whatever he said.
He
The
probably
word for
says
it.
sphincter
No, he
because
said ass.
your sphincter is one of
Whatever
the...
the correct term for that thing that's with the stuff, he said that, and then I was like, it made me feel weird, and I couldn't, back then I was like, give me anxiety. But aside from all that, now that shouldn't bother me at all, because I've gotten to the point where no anxiety bothers me unless I'm worried for someone else's health that I'm close to, parents, relatives, friends, and so that doesn't bother me. Here's what I learned from meditation. You breathe in deep breaths, more than you would usually breathe.
20% more.
And you
Breathe out 30% more. Breathe in the prana and chi, and you illuminate through your imaginary mirror, and you take that white light and you put it in your blood because you're breathing it into your lungs. Your heart is pumping the blood through your lungs, and it is an exchange. You take the carbon monoxide or dioxide out of your body, that's your waste product. You breathe it out and it heals the plants, and then you breathe in the prana and chi, and it goes in and it gets swirled through your veins, right? One layer around your vena cavity is going clockwise, and then inside of that it goes counterclockwise, and inside of that it goes counterclockwise. And what that is Nikola Tesla's multi-phase generating. Your body is generating current, and it's
like little electromagnetic currents, just like brain waves in your brain that transmit
but
one
that's
thought,
really teeny
a
bits of
thought
electricity.
from one part of your brain
Your
to
blood
another
is
part,
a lot of juice.
and I believe could potentially transmit a thought from your brain to another person's brain.
Yes.
That I have proof that has happened before with
Yes,
a police
yes,
officer.
yes, yes. Yeah, that does.
I've
a
had
lot.
communication mentally with them on at least one time, and maybe 2 or 3 other times that could have been nothing other than direct communication with them. And I think it's because my grandfather was a big police officer. But the point that I was getting to before I made a sidetrack joke sort of thing about how he's talking about his anal port or whatever that is.
Sphincter.
Yeah, the main thing I learned from meditation is that you breathe in. If you have horrible anxiety, those negative thoughts, and they won't go away, they keep coming into your brain. Try when you breathe in, breathe the good thoughts that you want to concentrate
The
on.
prana and chi.
And if you think about those negative thoughts, when you get to breathing out,
that's a Karman mindset.
That's when it's okay to think those negative things.
You breathe them out.
You're releasing them all.
You release them.
So you breathe in, successful, happy, calm. As you're breathing all those things in as much as you can, not too much to where you pass out.
No, all the way, 20%.
Oh, he says, okay,
20%.
Okay.
That's not 100% you pass out. 20% is what it's doing. It is forcing the little chipmunk in your brain to shut up and focus on your breath. Thus, you are negating all the illusions around you. All of those negative thoughts. You're not thinking about them because you're thinking that 20%, I have to breathe deeper now. Now I have to breathe 30% out. And that 30%, that extra 10% is kicking all of those negative thoughts out of you. And that's what you need to do, to meditate. And if you YouTube audience are watching this and you're doing this now, you're in a meditative state. You are there now and you're hearing this conversation and it has a deeper resonance, a deeper meaning. You're experiencing it. And if you go from that white light state where you're cleansing your body and you take that illumination and you illuminate your subconscious, and your subconscious is not a scary place, it's not under the bed where the monster lives, it is a library. So now take that white light and shine it into your library like a flashlight, and you're looking all around, and what look like big bricks of a big castle are really big books. That's the Akashic record. And in front of you, you'll see a reading table with a beautiful light from above and a very comfortable reading chair. You sit down, and to your left, you have three guides: your librarian, your animal totem, and your guardian angel. Visualize your librarian now. Whatever your librarian looks like, see it now, remember it. Your librarian brings you the information. Your librarian brings you your Akashic record, big leather-bound book with gold leaf. It's right there. Your animal totem, right? You got the totem pole, right? Now people go, oh, the bottom of the totem pole. You know, no. In reality, in the indigenous, the folk who had totem poles, the most sacred is on the bottom. Not on the top, the bottom. So, you pick an animal totem, and whatever it is, that animal there, so you get information from your librarian, you see it, you may not understand that information. Your animal totem's there to tell you a story, like a griot, to tell you a story that gives you, it's like Jesus kept giving these parables, stories. He was a griot. He told stories about these lessons, and when you heard the story, you went, oh yeah, that's what it's about. Now, why the Bible can be so thick is that there are many versions of the Bible, you know? And, you know, you see James and Joe and Mo and Curly, but all the writings of Jesus, you never saw them. He was the smart one. They kept that stuff down low. So you can go to your own Akashic record and see the information for real, not having to read it from somebody else's pen, right? Yet you read that truth, you may not understand it. Your animal totem's there to give you the 411 on what it is through a parable. Now you have a guardian angel because when you read truth, it will kind of shake your world because it'll tell you things that everything you believe is a lie. Oops, everything I've based my whole existence on doesn't really exist. It's an illusion. Uh-oh, what am I going to do now? Oh, I'm starting to get scared. Well, that's why you got a guardian angel, to watch your back. So you go into your Akashic record. Your librarian brings your book. You know, you're sitting there at your reading table right now. Your librarian who you see.
Do you think maybe a guardian angel that you have could exist on Earth and not even know through whatever subconscious or...
Your guardian angel is always with you. All these guides are always with you.
What if they're another person that's out there alive and they don't know, but somehow their connections with other people are looking out for you and they don't even realize they're doing it?
Your guardian angel, your guide, your animal totem.
What if I could be your guardian angel and this whole time I was, at some point I came into your life like many years ago and you don't even know and I didn't even know?
Bottom line, what that
Is that possible?
well, anything is possible, but usually within the construct of Dreamtime, what that is, we all have a common soul family. And it's not our nuclear family, mommy, daddy, brother, sister. It are the people who kind of revolve our lives, your friends, your this. And why is that one person your good friend? Or why is John in my life? You know, I tried to sell this school to a lot of people, and I went into contract with a lot, but every deal fell through except for him. He was the guy that the Hill wanted to buy this school. I mean, I had a good 5 people, and they were all going to give me way more money, but, you know, I wasn't in a state to do it. I had to, like, be on my knees to let this place go, and the Hill and the school wanted John here. So that's why John's in my life.
I've still got special effects makeup on with the prosthetic pieces and the gray hair. Grandpa Jimmy. So click here for more videos on Al. Click here for more videos on Al. Click here for the video that preceded this video if you haven't seen that. Click here to check out my channel with Al on it. Okay, bye.